I think it's absolutely hilarious that we have been conditioned to think that money is such a hard thing to get. You have to work incredibly hard for money. Money is the root of all evil. These types of things. We have been conditioned with so many negative assumptions about money, and that's why so many people worldwide have money problems. But thing about it is money is the easiest thing to manifest. And I mean, a lot of everything is easy to manifest, but money is like one of those things. It's like, it's a no-brainer. So let's talk about it today. For the most part, money is digits on a screen. It is paper. And you wouldn't cry over a regular piece of paper. You wouldn't. The first thing you have to do is identify what's your issue with money. Like, what's the issue? You know what I mean? Same like for any specific person, any type of item, whatever. You have to identify the core issue so that you don't have to make those mistakes again, right? So I want you to think about money. If I say money, if I say bills, if I say payments, if I say the bank, do you feel like a pang of irritation, stress, worry, fear? But pay attention to those things. You know what I mean? For some people, like saying the word bills, saying the word payment, saying the word bank can irritate them, can make them feel like, oh, like put them on edge in a weird way, and that's ridiculous. Do you feel like if you were to have more money, would you be a bad person? Would you be a good person? Would you be a desperate person? Think about how you would be with a large sum of money, okay? You have to understand and identify those core issues before we start to affirm. Because that's the thing people love to do. I'm sick of seeing it. People love to just affirm over their trauma, over their foolishness. And it's like, honey, you're spraying perfume on a garbage bin. Second thing, after you have identified your core issues with money, I want you to be specific with what you want. Because people say, oh yeah, I want to have money. I want to be rich. But how rich do you really want to be? Like, be specific. Say you don't know how much you want to make on a regular basis, like this amount a month, this amount a week, this amount a day. I don't know what you want. Or say you want to do something like you win the lottery. I don't know what you want to do, because many people have won the lottery with manifestation. Understand what it is that you want, how much money you want to make. Be specific though. You know, if you want to say that I'm someone that gets paid to exist, I'm someone that doesn't have to work for money, like, it's a possibility. And I don't blame you if you want to be like those people that be like, I don't have to work for money. Do you? It's possible. When I was like really big on techniques, one of my favorite things was to like write a list, like on paper, of everything I wanted to buy. Everything I wanted to buy. I don't care if I had $20 to my name. I don't care what I had. Point is, I write down everything I want to buy with the price. And I'm gonna be honest, the first time I think I did this, oh my gosh, I was like, ooh, child, like, why is that so expensive? But I had to stop myself and stop with that affirmation. You know what I mean? I can't say, oh, that's too expensive. I can't because honestly, why do we get so irritated, so emotional when we see bills, when we see money, when we see the price of something? Like, we shouldn't have to live like that. You know what I mean? There's no way to live. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to write it and be like, yes, nothing. And that's what I did. I wrote down the prices of everything, even like the things that I couldn't even really like dream of having at the time. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to write this. I'm going to write that. So all I did was just write down the list. I didn't do nothing. I'm like, yeah, this is what I'm going to get. So I just acted like this is kind of my shopping list. I carried it around with me everywhere I went. Like, while I'm out and I'm doing this, I'm doing that, this is my shopping list. I don't care what's going on, what I'm even going outside for. I have my shopping list in case I want to buy these things. You know, at the time I didn't really have the money to buy those things in the moment. So boom, after like 4 days, boom, got the money, and I got more money than was even my total for that list. Another thing I would do, I was also paying attention to the inner conversations I was having with myself. So anytime I was in the store and whatever, I would have to pretend to be the version of me that's balling, that has bank. So anytime I was in the store, I was in Sephora and I saw something, I was like, you know, I want to be like, damn, that's a lot. But I'd be like, oh yes, yeah, that makes sense. You know, that's all I would say. I don't care, even if it did sound ridiculous to like my conscious brain and be like, you know, I know the price is crazy for whatever I'm looking at. I'll just be like, oh yes, okay. Oh yes, I'm gonna get this one and I'm gonna get that. So I just look at them, examine them, read them like it's gonna be mine. That's what I do. I pay attention to my inner conversations of what I was telling myself about money. I would never say out of my mouth, I'm broke. Could never say that, okay? Because I can't relate. You know what I mean? And back then especially, I was like, I'm not saying those words anymore. I refuse to even even when people are complaining about money with me, you know, people saying, oh, things are so hard, oh my god, da da da, I'd be like, oh, I can't relate. Like, I can't relate. I wouldn't relate. I'm like, oh, that's sad. Oh, anyways, that's what I was doing. Even if I had to just like flip the conversation, boom, I don't care what was going on, I don't care what kind of money issues I have, I am ignoring that conversation. I'm not going to interact with you on that. No, I can't relate. Another thing, as I said, I wouldn't say certain things, not even in my brain. I wouldn't even let those thoughts cross my brain. Oh, expensive. I never said the word expensive. This is too expensive. No. Afford. I never said I can't afford this, that. No. Can't afford this. This is so expensive. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, why is it this price? I wouldn't dwell on the price. So even what I would say, this is what has really helped me with manifesting money, is even when I do spend money, just in general, you know, just a regular purchase for anything, I would say to myself, what I'm spending, it comes back to me tenfold, 10 million fold, 10 trillion fold, whatever. And I think it's fantastic because I have kind of developed my brain with this affirmation since I was like, I want to say 12 years old. I would say to myself all the time, whatever I spend money, I get it back. And that's what would happen. So obviously with me spending money, I get it back. I say, I spend money and I get it back. And I'm like, wait, that's a very good affirmation. And I mean, it's true. I have physical evidence of that. So therefore, that has always been my reality. Even if I get it back more, even if I get back the same amount that I spent, whatever. The point is, I'm receiving money. Don't matter. When we say we spend money, people like to make it so dramatic, like we're taking a piece of us. We're taking a piece of our finances and like spending it on something, you know what I mean? But my mom said to say you release the money, you know? And I like that better. I don't know. I release this money and it circles back to me tenfold, 10 million fold, whatever you want to say. And I'm like, okay, you did your one with that one. I said, oh, you did that. I like that. So then I started saying that. So me and her both say that all the time, you know, in our heads, whatever. It's just like, yeah, I released the money. You have to remember, you compared to money is nothing. Money is nothing compared to you. But people think about like $1 million or just a large sum of money and they go, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And it's like, it's paper. And you can use it as currency to get this and to get that. That's all it is. You are worth an infinite amount of money. My mind can't fathom infinity, but you are worth that. So compared to how much you want to manifest or this or that, whatever bill, whatever car, house, whatever thing you want, it's nothing compared to you. There's nothing compared to you. And once you have that instilled into your mind, bro, you're set. You're set. So I get it. That's all you got to do. You have to remember that it's just nothing. It's literally nothing. For more like little techniques and things like that, I recommend doing gratitude. I mentioned this before. I love gratitude. I love being grateful. I'm a very grateful person for a lot of things. So I think doing a gratitude just for any amount of money you have right now. I don't care if it's 25 cents. Point is, at least you have it. You know what I mean? That's what I always say to myself. I say, oh, I didn't make as much as I wanted to. At least I have some, you know? At least I have some. So I don't want to be ungrateful and say that I was like, you have to look around your room, look around your house, think about any amount of money you've ever made in your lifetime. Like, you know, think about that. Okay, there's all kind of things to, you know, make money online, do this, do that. So money is always talked about, money is always in your face, but you can't get triggered by it. You can't get triggered by it because compared to you, as I mentioned, it's nothing compared to you. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's digits on a screen, it's numbers. Why are you afraid of numbers? Like, that's ridiculous. To reprogram your mind to think positively about money, I suggest listening to overnight sleep tapes like Rampages, for money, blah blah blah, affirmations that suit you, you know what I mean? Doing money manifestations like guided meditations for visualization, and imagine yourself with money. Imagine yourself making like money snow angels, laying in money, sleeping in money, holding stacks of money. Imagine that. And if you are someone that has had that feeling, feel what it feels like and know that it's your norm. Because with manifestation, with anything, you have to normalize it. Like, this is my reality. Like, of course I have this. One of my favorite things I love to say all the time is like, of course I have this amount of money. Of course I make this much amount per month. Of course. Duh. Yes. And I'm grateful for it. But it's like, yeah, it's a known fact. It's a known fact. And as I mentioned, my previous video I did before, the feeling of knowing, the state of knowing. And once you get into a state of knowing on something, knowing is better than believing. Money ain't nothing. It's money. I was watching, actually, the other day I was watching one of Sammy Ingram's video when I was doing my hair, and she was talking about money too. And she was like, how are you gonna be broke in your own reality? She ate with that one. That's kind of funny. She's not wrong. How are you gonna be broke in your own reality? This is your world, okay? Make it work for you. Make it do what you want it to do, okay? It's nothing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any more video suggestions, questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the comment section down below. And also let me know you guys like favorite manifestation tips for like money or whatever. But yeah, bye.